kind of like a beginner tutorial when it comes to pants, because normally when it comes to pants you have several pattern pieces and you have like a lot to look at when it comes to zippers and stuff like that. So this is like really easy pants when it comes to pants, and it's more like it adopted some elements from sweatpants with an elastic band on top. You have no zipper and you have just one side seam that you have to close and you have to insert the pocket. Okay, let me quickly explain how these pants work. We have 3 pattern pieces. First the pocket, second the leg, and third there will be needed a stripe to make the waistband. So to calculate the fabric amount you need for these pants, you need your hip circumference and the length you want it to have. Like I measured from underneath my belly button till the ground because I want long pants, and my hip circumference is 93. This means I need a fabric where the width is at least 95 to make it fit. And this width is the fabric width you need. And since most fabrics are around 90 and 1 meter 40, this is perfect for a lot of sizes, because then we just fold the fabric in the half and we put this above the fabric and then we cut the pattern pieces out. And one more thing, because the booty needs more material in the back, this is why the back pattern piece is a little bit wider than the front. So this is not the center of the pattern piece, but this is the inner center leg area. Ta-da! Okay, we're going to do the pants out of this wool mixed fabric. I got it from my aunt. She had it somewhere in the basement and she found it and she asked me if I want to do something out of it, and then I decided that's the perfect fabric for making pants. So this will be our fabric for the zero waist pants, and they're so easy, so just stick with me and look what we are going to do with it. We will copy this line from an old pair of pants, so just take one that fits you and then you can put it on that fabric and copy that line. One tip, turn the pants you use for copying the line inside out, and then you put one leg into the other. This, now you can see this is the center front and here's the back, and now you have the round line. So now you place the pants on the fabric, and because your booty needs a little bit more fabric, make sure, as I already explained, that the back part has more fabric than the front part, so don't place the pants in the center of the fabric. And then you copy the line and just start with the lowest point with the crotch part, and then you copy the highest point, and then you connect the points to a round line. It somehow should look like that. And while you're doing that, I just want to show you that it can't get more German like using your Birkenstock for filming this part of the video. Okay, all in all, this is what it should kind of look like. This is the center front, this is the hip, this is the center back, and here will be the side here. So we cut that open there. So we need to make sure that this point and this point will fit together. These two don't need to be the same height. And this part will become my pocket. Now I'm just cutting along the white lines I draw on the fabric, and then I cut the front part waistband, and then I put it in half and cut the back part so that the sides will be even, and then I just cut the fold open because I need to sew it together there. Then I just hold the pants onto my body to check if the fit is good, and then I just got rid of the production edge. I don't know, in Germany we say Webkante. Then I positioned the pockets and cut them in the right shape. I read that most hair oils contain a lot of silicones, and then I checked my own hair oil and I figured out, oh, it does have a lot of silicones, and I didn't knew it because it says hair oil, so I was confused about that fact. Now we start to close the side seam and make sure to leave part open for the pockets. It's normally around 12 to 14 centimeters. So here you see this is a French seam. I just know in German it's called französische Naht, which means this is the inside, and you can see it's really clean. And on the outside it looks like this. So you have two sides and it's really clean and you can't see anything. So this is a really easy way if you don't have an overlock to work with seams and you want to have like high quality craftsmanship within your new easy to make pants. So this is just a quick tip. So next, just zigzag both pocket pieces. So let's look at the pocket hole. The pocket will be stitched onto the front part, so this is why the side seam on the front part needs to be double folded and top stitched, and make sure that you do it on the right piece because you can get confused. So you double fold the seam allowance and top stitch it. Oh, and because of the French seam, the fold is in the other direction, so we have to make a tiny little cut here. And we will afterwards make a top stitch to protect it again. Okay, now we want to add the pocket, which it will be adjusted onto the back part, and then we will top stitch around the front part. To do that, we go on the inside and we just pin the pocket to the back part. When you pin it, make sure that this edge is the same height as this edge, because I will show you later that then if the pocket and the pants do have the same finish line here and we add the waistband, it looks pretty nice. So here we go, this is what it looks like. This is the front part pants. We made the top stitching here. This is the back part and this is the pocket. And this will be sewn onto the front part with a top stitch around. So now I did the top stitching, and as you can see, this is how it looks from the inside. This is why we need the zigzag here, because it's just loose like that. But that's the pocket. We're done with the first part of the pants. As you can see, there is the seam, this is the pocket, and I actually like it. It's kind of inside out. So now we need to just do the other side, and as you can see, I inserted here, in German we call that Riegel, where you just add like this zigzag, which is really tight, and like this it will not get loose. And as you see, everything is really clean here. Since I'm a beginner when it comes to tutorials and I forgot to film each step of the way, I will now explain you how I sew the two leg pieces onto each other. You turn one leg inside out and then you stuff it into the other leg, so you have both legs inside one, and then you're just sewing along this line. And because we want to make a French seam, remember, first you sew on the right side, then you turn it inside out, and then you sew on the left side. Or if you want to have this one easier, you just sew it together on the left side, and then you just here make a zigzag, or you use your overlock if you have one. And as you can see here, I didn't make it the same size, so I have to cut this here a little bit. So I forgot about the waistband. So first you need to decide which width your waistband should have. I used an elastic band with 5 centimeters. And if you want to have a 5 centimeter waistband as well, then just cut off 12 centimeters of your seam from the pants, because you need 2 times 5 plus 1 plus 1 for the seam allowance. And then you will just fold it in the middle, and this will be the tunnel for our waistband. So as you're watching this video before you sew the pants, I suggest that you cut off the waistband pattern pieces before you sew the pants together, because now I need to reopen the seams and this is just an extra step you don't need. So the length of the waistband should be the same as the pant circumference, so just measure the circumference of the pants and then you cut the length of the waistband. If your fabric is not long enough, just sew the two pieces together and then you cut the length. For the elastic band, you just wrap it around your waist and then you cut it 2.5 centimeters wider, and then you fold it and cut it open in the fold. And then for a better shaping, cut the waistband in an 80-degree angle on both sides, and then we will seam that together. So magically my elastic band now is black because I decided my pants are black too, so I use a black one. And you sew the elastic band on both sides together, and then you top stitch a zigzag to make it very flat, and it should look like that. Once you close the elastic band and you attach the waistband pattern piece to the pants, you will start to sew the tunnel. Therefore, you're just folding the waistband fabric around the elastic band and then you pin it. And for this step, you either way need a lot of pin needles or you sew it with hand first, and make sure that the needles you pin on the outside will be directly in the seam shadow, which is the line between the two pattern pieces that you sew together. I decided to go with hand sewing first because I couldn't find my pin needles, and anyways it's just like the safest way that you don't have to redo that step again. And from the inside now you can check if you're always sewing in the right place, and then you can just start with the top stitching in the seam shadow. So, and because I didn't want the waistband to move around inside the tunnel, I added 2 zigzag riegels. So let's start with the final step of these pants. Put on the pants, measure the length you want to have the pants, and add 4 centimeters extra. And then you double fold 2 centimeters and you pin it with a needle. Then you just top stitch that, and that's the seam. And when you finished both seams, just iron the whole pants and then you're ready to go. I wanted to introduce the pants to you by turning a wheel, but the dog came first, so... So in the end I turned the wheel anyways, and as you can see these pants are super comfy and you can even make sports with them. So see you next time, bye bye!